Speaking of big babies, I just saw this thing with Joe Rogan and they were comparing him to Howard Stern. So Joe is in the moment of the cancel culture. Apparently, he's been saying a lot of dishonest and outlandish things about the COVID-19 and the vaccination and the way that it's being portrayed to the world and in the media. And he also has used the N-word in the sense of he's felt free enough to use the N-word in quoting other people and quoting lyrics, right? And he has recently, as of this morning, has 70 of his episodes from Spotify been removed. And I believe his contract is under reevaluation. And what do you think, for one, of this whole situation with him being canceled? You can go first because you in this world. One, the canceling of all of this, and two, how he's handling like the concept of the N-word thing, everything. Like, what do you think?
Okay. First of all, Black people, this is not our fight, because if they didn't cancel him when he was saying the N-word, I don't want to hear it, period. So now y'all want to cancel him because he might have said something that you didn't like about the vaccine, about whatever. Now everybody's like, oh, no. But when he was running around here saying, nigga this, nigga that, oh, it was so okay, cool. But now we want to reevaluate. No. This is just not our fight.
NDRE. So apparently there's some musician, some old white man asked to have his music removed because he said dishonest and mistruths about COVID-19.
Neil Young.
Yeah. So then that, and now NDRE joined the bandwagon, but she also threw in the mix, he's been saying the N-word for years and I don't like it, which I honestly kind of didn't know. I kind of had never paid attention to it. But he do. I believe it, because what I can tell about Joe Rogan is one of those people who likes to just do things to get a rise out of people. I don't think he's racist. I just think that he thinks he's one of those people where it's just a word. If you can say it, I can say it too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dex?
I just got a quick question. Excuse my ignorance, but is Joe Rogan a white man?
Yes. Joe Rogan is the most highest paid podcaster, and he has I
know what he does. In fact, I used to watch him in news radio
I think he's Italian or Sicilian or something like that.
I think
he's a white man.
He's white.
A white man?
He's white.
He's a white man.
And he has Napoleon concept because the motherfucker's like 5'2".
So hold on.
Come on, man.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Why does he even have an opinion?
I actually agree with you, Precious. At the end of the day, if you didn't have an issue with it all this time, now isn't the day for you to be like, oh, now I got a concern because he's something that didn't fall into line with you. And I do kind of feel like maybe if this whole thing about the whole COVID misinformation didn't come out, there would be no issue with him saying nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, nigga that. Like,
right.
I feel where she's coming from. It's kind of like, yo, either if that's the hill you want to die on, then die on it. But don't get shot in it and crawl back and forth between the two hills trying to figure out what it is you're going to complain about.
Yeah. And recently, before this whole cancel him came out, like a few weeks ago, he had somebody on the show and they was talking about Black people. And he was saying like, well, I think you calling yourself a Black person is ignorant if you're light skinned. And he just went on this whole like anti-Black rant. Because I did an article about it and nobody said a word. Like, it was not a peep. It was not a nothing.
Remember that.
But the moment he says, he's spreading the misinformation about COVID, which is bad, that is bad. But now it's like cancel.
They're
now
looking for a reason. They're looking for things to like bring him down.
Can I be honest?
Yeah, but even when when Neil Young came out, it was kind of like, okay, we could look at this. But I seen when India Arie said, she didn't want her music on the platform. It was like, oh, well, good riddance, girl. Ain't nobody streaming you like that. Girl, that's why I say Black people, child, this ain't even our fight for real, because they didn't give a damn about pulling your music off India Arie. Like, they didn't really care. So...
Yeah, and what they did out of just trying to not be insensitive is they removed the 70 shows where he has referenced the N-word. So it was 70 episodes between the N-word and COVID. There were 70 episodes that they removed that they took down just to be sensitive to people's feelings behind the whole controversy, right? But I'm torn because I really think that it is appropriate to have freedom of speech. I really do.
I'm glad you said that, Jacoby, because here's my thing about this whole they feeling some type of way about his COVID misinformation, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know who Joe Rogan is. This man is not a doctor. He is not a scientist.
Right.
At the end of the day, if he says some shit that doesn't fall in line with the COVID guidelines, what is stopping you from going and researching it yourself?
Right.
We shouldn't be taking damn medical advice from someone who doesn't hold a medical degree at the end of the day. And just like you said, when it comes to freedom of speech, yeah, if it's his show, he should be able to say COVID doesn't exist. I don't believe in it. It's a damn cold that they made on Mars and dropped in a spaceship to spread over the planet. And at the end of the day, so what? It's his show. He can say whatever he wants to as a full-grown adult.
See, but that's the thing. See, where it gets iffy or sticky is his show on a corporate platform. So he works for a corporation, and a corporation has consumers, and we as a consumer, if we have an uprising, the corporation has to give a fuck if they want to continue to have our views, which is where they sell their marketing, which is where they make their advertisements, which is where they make their money. So it's a whole chain effect of it's his platform, but it's not.
Well, you're right, but can't think about this. Before Joe Rogan's show starts, or I think even somewhere in the shows, it says the ideas of Joe Rogan are Joe Rogan's ideas and just his ideas. That may not be the exact feeling of the corporation or the broadcaster or the show. That's just him talking his shit. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So at the end of the day, if Joe Rogan says, hey, I feel like, what was that fool's name? That fighter, shit. Let's say Joe Rogan says, I feel like Jacobis the best MMA fighter in the world. And Jacobis like, bro, I've never MMA fought a day in my life. That's his opinion. He can say whatever the hell he wants. Don't nobody got to take it seriously. And as an adult, if you something that I don't like, either A, I won't listen to the motherfucker, or B, I'll go research it myself. But I'm not going to get all mad because Jacoby said, hey, all straight men, look at dicks in the shower. Okay, he said it. What does it mean to me? I don't care.
Do you, Dex? Let's talk about that. Do you?
Listen, I absolutely do. Goddamn it, I'm not ashamed to say it. I need to see where I measure up. Listen. Now they go and judge me. I need to make sure.
What though? It makes me,
because if not, I got to leave shower later on. Everyone else. Listen, I'm not embarrassing myself.
With everything you just said, though, like you just made me think of. Really, this boils down to the sensitivity of people and their emotions and everything.